We separate data into two very large categories. The first is qualitative data, qualities. These are rich, written descriptions. They're showing a lot of the quality of the information. It's a journal, it's a narrative. You might find this more maybe in anthropology, where someone is really documenting the rich details and the qualities of an event. Um, Quite often in the social sciences, we will start with gathering qualitative data. If we are interested in how people behave when they're separating from their significant others, we might go and sit at a place where people are separating, like maybe an airport, and watch and write rich description, write field notes. That's a good place to begin, a good place to start to understand the range of the behaviors that we might see. But it is very hard to summarize. It is very hard to draw comparisons. It is very hard to organize it in such a way that you can tell a story with it and communicate it. So in the social sciences, we generally then tend to move towards gathering quantitative data, quantitative numbers. So the quantitative data is numbers. They are very easy to summarize. It is very easy to say this group did more than that group, or these two amounts are equal, because numbers lend themselves immediately to summarizing and comparison and analyzing. For the majority of this class, we're going to be focusing on quantitative data. So what does that look like? Here's an example of some raw quantitative data. I've got an Excel, a little clip of an Excel spreadsheet there. And let me just lead you through what is going on. So the raw data, these are the actual measurements, the actual observations for each participant. Each participant has their own row. So you can see that row 2 is participant 1, row 11 is participant 10 in this case. And each column is a variable. So participant 1 is experiencing level A of variable 1 and has earned a score of 3.4 on variable 2 and a score of 100 on variable 3. So each participant in this case has contributed values for each variable, and they're arranged in a table. So I started talking about variables. Let's back up and just make sure that we're all on the same page and that we know what variables are. So a variable is any characteristic or quality that varies. It might be something that we measure. We might measure your height. We might measure your gender. We might measure your intelligence. It might be something that we manipulate. We might manipulate what condition you're in. We might offer a class as a hybrid version or a traditional version and assign participants to either one level of that variable or the other level of that variable. So it's something that we measure or manipulate. They have to vary. If there's only one level, it's a constant. If you're only looking at University of California, Davis students, then which college they're enrolled in is not a variable, it is a constant. Variables when we are either categorical or continuous. If they're measured in categories or if they're manipulated in categories, they have levels. So the variable gender might have the levels male, female, non-binary, non-gendered. The levels vary in quality or in kind. The levels are groups. They're labels, they're words, they're categories. In contrast, some variables are measured continuously. So if I said I want to know how long it takes you to make a decision, I'm going to measure that in time, along a continuum of milliseconds. So that value is going to vary in quantity or amount. Note how I've used the word value here where I used the word level before. So categorical variables have levels, continuous variables have values. So the values, they're numbers along a scale. They go from greater to less. There has an inherent magnitude. They are meaningfully arranged. We can always convert continuously measured variables into categories. We could group and say the group that's taking very few units this quarter as defined as less than 11, and the group that is taking an average amount of units from 12 to 14, and a group that's taking a large load or more than 15. So if I gave you this example, if I wanted to know your household living arrangement, and I gave you these three options, I live alone, I live with other people, but we do not share finances, or I live with other people and we share finances, which would be the answer? Is that categorical or is that continuous? How about that same variable, household living arrangement? But this time I'm going to ask you to report how many people, including yourself, live in your house. Categorical or continuous?